Hello, Tweeple, and welcome to the Millennial Report with Josh Ride. But today's report, I want to talk about, you guessed it, millennial voters. So, what are millennial voters? Well, thanks to technology, I can look that right up. Just hit dictionary, search millennial, and bam. Now, informal. A person born in the 1980s or 1990s, especially in the US. So why target millennial voters? Well, for starters, according to the most recent Pew Research study, we make up 50 million U.S. citizens. That's nearly one-third of the country. And that's only the voters ages 18 to 29. That's not counting the millennials, 30 to 32, or the ones who are not able to vote yet from 9 to 17. If we count those groups, then it's nearly 80 to 90 million, almost one-third of the country. But us millennials, we have a problem. No one is listening to us, and I think I know why. First off, if you're in your mid-20s like me, you probably hear all the time from older family members, friends, role models, I've been on the earth longer than you. I'm more knowledgeable than you. I know more than you. Just listen to me. And secondly, you probably hear a lot, the youth are the future. If the youth don't step up, what's going to happen? The youth has to be active. The youth has to be involved in politics. Well, I'm here to tell you that the latter of the two is true. It is time for the youth to step up. It's time for us to keep our right to vote. And here's why. A few weeks ago, I was watching Morning Joe, and I seen a poll that said that the race was neck and neck. And just 2 weeks prior, President Obama was up by 8 points. And the only thing that happened over those couple of weeks were a couple of gaffes, Cory Booker praised Romney's business record, and I thought, that can't be enough to swing the race 8 points. So I went to my phone, and before I could even finish, Google filled it in for me. Are voters stupid? Are voters rational? Are voters informed? Needless to say, I searched all three, and I finally ended up with a study that blew me away. The study was conducted by worldpublicopinion.org, and it came just a week after the 2010 election. And it asked voters a series of questions, and the numbers are mind-boggling. In the election that just took place on November 2nd, how often did you encounter information that seemed misleading or false? 91% of people said they encountered information that was misleading or false. Of that 91%, 56% said that they encountered it frequently. Now you may ask yourself, how can this happen? How can 91% of people encounter misleading information? Well, actually, it's real simple if you look at it. We have a station like Fox News that dedicate 100% of their time to spending anything Obama do, positive, negative. And then we have MSNBC, MNBC, and several other news stations that report news that also use opinion writers. So the public are left to guess whether the hosts are actually bipartisan, whether they look at the news objectively, or if they have certain things to gain by saying positive things about one candidate. And then we have the almighty, powerful Supreme Court. It's supposed to be role models. Excellence, right? Yet they're partisan. The last two decisions they gave was 5-4. 5-4 on Bush versus Gore, and 5-4, of course, Citizens United, which allows super PACs and rich white guys to openly tell us, we run in the election, you guys have no voice. So what happens when rich white guys decide that they choose one candidate over another? Well, we get super PACs. And then we get billions of dollars spent on advertising when 25% of kids are living in poverty and are underfed. And not only that, but we also live in a divided America where you can choose what to believe or not. And you can honestly choose to ignore facts. Or you say that's not possible? Well, let's see. Is it your impression that most economists who have studied it estimate that the stimulus legislation saved or created several million jobs? Give you a few seconds. Go ahead, take a guess at how many people guess that it saved or created several million jobs. Okay, you done? 8% of people believe that the stimulus legislation helped save 2 to 5 million jobs. Even though all our economists say it, because of news stations like Fox, who repeatedly say that the stimulus was a failure, it was a socialist agenda, people are left to wonder if it's true or not, if the stimulus actually helped. When economists say that it saved 2 to 5 million jobs, 68% of people believe it saved or created a few jobs, and 20% of people actually believe that it costed us jobs, that we actually lost jobs because of the stimulus legislation. So just to conclude the stimulus legislation debate, the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, that delivers all our reports, that tells us everything about our budgets, appropriations, and so forth, said that without the stimulus legislation, we would have lost 2 to 5.2 million full-time jobs. Once again, The Economist, the CBO said that the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, ARRA, also known as the stimulus legislation, created 2 to 5.2 million jobs that would have otherwise been lost if the stimulus legislation wasn't passed. So if you're like me and you're gonna follow politics, get you a drink and pray that people wake up and start looking at the facts. Because if we're not gonna look at the facts, we're in trouble.